Okay, it's live now. So we are ready to go. Um, Good afternoon, viewers. Thank you for joining in this webinar to know the processes of the admission in Parul University. I am Professor Dr. Ananya Mehta, the Dean Faculty of Arts, Parul University. Today, on this panel, we have some eminent speakers who will give us some insight on how the admissions and its cell is working in. How do the aspirants who are willing to join in Parul University in different academic disciplines will be facilitated about the processes? Today, we have with us the managing trustee, Dr. Parul Patel, madam. Um, Madam is known in her circles for the knowledge, for her cooperative nature, and also for she's a very friendly amongst the students' fraternity. And each and every Parulite will adhere and agree to this point. The second eminent speaker that we have today on this panel is the Director for Marketing, Mr. Jagrit Sharma, a live, vibrant, and enthusiastic staff of the Parul University who guides and channelizes the entire process, a well known name within the marketing circle, the PU circle, and also amongst the students. Welcome, madam. Welcome, sir, to this webinar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for being with us. Now, viewers, as we all know, that we are under a crisis period, a lockdown period, and the future is very uncertain. We are into this lockdown mode too, and in next 2 days, we will get guidelines about what is going to happen. But still, the question remains as to whether there is a certainty or whether there is an uncertainty. Now, this gap or this link between these certainty and uncertainty has left us into so many embarrassing positions or indecisive positions rather to make certain decisions. Now, in one of this case is the admission process with May already coming in, and just a month down the line, had it been a regular interaction and regular mode, the schools, the colleges would have started their academics by the month of June. The admission period would have been at its peak, and the processes would also have been to its node. So, to throw more light on what and how the admissions is going to be conducted and how we can help our students to enroll in different courses at Parul University, I will request Parul Madam to take the proceedings further. To the viewers who have just joined in, I will just give you a brief about this well-known university. Parul University is situated on the outskirts of Vadodara's district. It has more than 150 acres of sprawling green campus and with 21 plus academic disciplines ranging from arts, commerce, physiotherapy, nursing, agriculture, and as the list goes on, we have around 25,000 students on campus with international students from 40 plus different nationalities. We have an excellent infrastructure at Paro University for which is open to the students and every stakeholder of Paro University. So thank you for being with us. Madam, may I please request you to take the webinar forward?
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Mehta. So, good evening, viewers, students, and parents. It's a great pleasure that today, along with Mr. Sharma, going to speak about the admission process undertaken at Parul University. I must say that the situation in the current scenario is very much difficult, and 2 months back, none of us even thought of that such a pandemic will happen, will inflicted globally, and we will have to surrender ourselves, and we have to keep ourselves at home and ourselves safe as well. So the situation has resulted into various sub situations and as well thoughts. So the financial siege, the manufacturing, the logistic, production, demand and supply, all have came to an stop, or you can say at an end. So the expectations versus reality has changed the perception of how we are currently viewing the future, which is highly uncertain, resulting into various thought process, maybe frustration, lack of clarity. So the education is no more different from all these sectors. So be it a school or a college, everyone has a question now: what next, right? So Parole University is a bit ahead, and already we have developed an online procedure to confirm admission, and we have a separate thing like being different from other universities as well, that we will start our online classes after joining if the situation persists, right? So there are many questions with the parents and students, that what course to be chosen, which college to be chosen, whether to stay on campus, does the university encourage digital learning, will it be allowed, what will be the admission procedure, and what next. So today is such an attempt by this webinar to throw some light on the admission process, and we will talk about what steps we will be taking to ensure that students who will be enrolled with us, so in any academic discipline, let me say, so we'll have a good start to their dreams and destination. As Professor Mehta, you have already given a brief introduction about Parole University. We will directly address to the need of an hour. So amid all the stress, negativity about this COVID pandemic, let me congratulate all the students who are going to enter in their best phase of life, from school to college. So it's a dream for each and every student, even as well as parent too. So now I presume that by now almost all students have decided to study which course in which college they will enter, and how the academics will further ensured by the university, right? We are into transition mode from physical to digital, which is now setting in slowly and gradually. Similarly, the transition from schools to higher education is equally challenging. So, the process of selecting, applying, and joining a course is a difficult choice to make. So, we are getting daily lot of inquiries about the general admission procedure and career guidance, and how do they apply to Parole University. And as you know, PU is a bit ahead and afar from other university. So we have already initiated our admission process in 21 different academic disciplines. So we have a full range of courses from arts, commerce, law, hospitality, Ayurveda, medicine, architecture, pharmacy, and a lot many. So we have easy accessibility in terms of reaching us for admissions. We have an admission cell that takes care of all the process. In addition to this, we have our PU officers, come education counselors who are based in different cities. Further, admissions are happening through online mode. So in current scenario, we are perfectly understanding that reaching out to us physically is not easy, so it's impossible. So we have made this admission process online completely to facilitate the process of admission. So we have taken this crisis as an opportunity to digitally empower. So we have a tagline that is, we are digitally empowered university. So our academic session is proposed to start from June 15, 2020 in digital mode again, if the current situation prevails. So this will ensure that students are not at academic loss, and this will ensure that students are getting whatever they want. And now let me give you some clarification about the government policies. So this year you are knowing that because of this COVID pandemic situation, 10th and 12th Gujarat board examinations are already done. Some of the Gujarat board option subjects exams are still left, and CBSE board exams are still left. So we even government might be declaring these results in month of, you can say, June or July, and government will declare the academic calendar starting from month of August, right? So some of the students and parents has query that if there are no entrance examinations to be held, like a good set, NEET, or other entrance examinations, it's not there. So how government policy will be framed for this admission process? So let me clarify that if the examination which was physical earlier last year, due to this COVID situation, if government is arranging this examination online, there might be some relaxations in marking system as well. And after this online examinations, the admission procedure will be same like last year, on basis of 10th, 12th, either is a diploma or degree admission, and on basis of the entrance examination scoring, right? So there are four different parts of admission. On basis of 10th is a diploma, on basis of 12th is a degree, On basis of your graduation is a master course admission, and on basis of your master is a PhD admission procedure. So we have different setup, and we have clubbed all these admissions, 4 steps into one portal, RPU admission portal. So student can apply, either it's a diploma or PhD, student can apply, and the further process will be briefed by Mr. Jagresh Sharma, that how it will be carried forwarded. So I hand over to Mr. Jagresh Sharma for the further online procedure of confirming admission, how they can apply, how they can register, how their documentation will be verified, either it's a provisional admission or a confirmed admission, and if it is a confirmed admission, then how they can further proceed for online course, online academics, if the situation still prevails, maybe up to August or September. So I am handing over to Mr. Jagresh Sharma. Yes, Mr. Sharma.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Patel, madam. It was a very insightful talk wherein you mentioned about the government policies and how and what is expected to be. Now, as the webinar shifts to the focus of Mr. Sharma, may I please request you to take over and inform our audience about the various processes that we have planned at Parul University. Yeah, Mr. Sharma, Jagrat sir. Yeah, please take.
Okay, so thank you, madam, for the wonderful information shared with everyone. And now taking it forward.
Yeah, it seems that there is some error, technological issues in this. No problem. We take this session forward with some of our aspirants who have already asked about some questions. And in the meantime, let us understand how this admission process was. So, madam, the first question that has come in from the audience is that they want to know whether the admission process has started or not. Let us start with the very basic question and address it.
Yeah, Dr. Mehta, admission procedure is already started with, and say on our PU admission portal, once either student or parent on behalf of student can apply. It's www.puadmission.in. So it's a OTP based mobile application. Even student can apply from their mobile. So they will get, after registration with the mobile, they will get one OTP, and with the OTP they can register themselves. So there is a registration fees amount they need to pay, which they can pay online. It's a 300 rupees, and after registration they will be assigned with an counselor. So once the counselor is assigned, counselor will call back them, and then they will give a brief about the course they want to choose. And after choosing the course, then the eligibility check will be done by counselor. And if the student is eligible, then they can upload document as well with the same portal, and they can pay fees as well. If the student has not got their result, like suppose a student is applying for diploma course and the 10th result is yet not out, there will be provisional admission. So they can pay a provisional admission fee of 10,000 rupees, which is refundable one, is totally refundable. If the student is not eligible, we are refunding the fees, and if he is eligible after the result announcement, then they can pay the semester fee and can confirm the admission. So this is the procedure. Already we have started with the procedure for all courses, either is a diploma, degree, master course or PhD. And about the PhD registration, let me clarify that earlier the last date was 30th April for registration, but then we are going to notify soon from university that the registration will be extended up to 15th May. Then there will be entrance examination, shortlisting of candidates, paying of fees, and then there will be a small seminar like, and then the PhD admission will be confirmed. So this is about PhD. So already we have confirmed, we have started with the admission procedure online.
Excellent, ma'am. And in continuation to what you just mentioned about the process, there is a follow-up question which has just come in. The viewers are asking that do they have to pay semester fees online, and do we have that process?
Yes, they can pay, but then say I don't think so. If someone is not getting results and not having results in their hands, and if say they are paying semester fees, is good, but then it's a provisional admission. So eligibility check is a must criteria. So after eligibility criteria checking, if they are eligible, then yes, the admission confirmation will be there.
Great. So now we have back with us Mr. Sharma. And sir, we were just discussing about how the admission process have started and whether the fees can be paid online. And so Madam has given a very good explanation about how and what it should be. Now the band switch overs to you. And if you can please throw some more light on this. Mr. Sharma?
There is some network issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there is some network issues. We are sorry for that technical error, viewers. We'll just continue the conversation with Madam herself. Madam, there are a couple of students who have just asked a couple of questions. Sir, are you there before we move on to the questions?
Hello.
Yeah. Sir,
are you able to listen?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
And sir, if you can just, it would be completely fine if you can just switch off your video camera. So that will save the bandwidth in case if there is an error. Yeah, you can please go on, sir, now.
Yeah, so very good information shared by Madam. And just to take it forward, we have the entire system of admission now online on our platform, that is puadmission.in. And right from student counseling to course selection and fees payment, the entire process can be done online. And as Madam told, that as soon as the student registers himself through her mobile number and email ID, immediately a counselor is assigned to the student. That counselor will help him how to choose the course, how to apply online, how to pay the fees, and how to take the receipt. So entire process is very simple. Okay, the process is nowhere complicated. Now, when it comes to difficult situations like we all are going through right now, and see, everyone is scared that what will happen next. There are so many questions of the students, like in these times, is it good to migrate to other district? See, there are students from Gujarat, there are students from Saurashtra, North Gujarat, even South Gujarat, and they are asking repeated questions. कि सर अगर हम यहाँ पर आते हैं तो हमको कोई खतरा तो नहीं है? Now, just to give a brief on this, हम जिस महामारी से गुजर रहे हैं, ये हमारे लिए पारुल यूनिवर्सिटी में जितना आपको रिस्क है आने का, उतना ही आपको घर बैठे भी रिस्क है. Nobody can escape this kind of situation, क्योंकि ये चीज जो है ये वर्ल्ड वाइड है. And there is no particular city, state or area which is only getting infected through corona. In fact, the entire world is going through one of the worst phase. And these things, as you know, bad times does not does not exist for longer. There is always a sunrise after a sunset. So similarly, you will see a new world coming up once we cross this corona situation. So just to give a brief about how to choose the course and university, particularly in these times, I like to emphasize on one thing, that whatever degree we are earning is for lifetime. हम चाहे 3 साल 4 साल 5 साल का जो भी कोर्स करते हैं, ये लाइफ में एक ही बार करने वाले हैं. Nobody is going to graduate twice in engineering. Nobody is going to graduate twice in medical. Nobody is going to graduate twice in commerce. Correct. So ये जो कोर्स है, this will remain with us for the next 45 years of our life. सो खाली हम एक शॉर्ट होराइजन के साथ कि नहीं 6 महीने या 1 साल तक कोरोना रहेगा, इस चलते हम कोई ऐसी यूनिवर्सिटी को चूज कर लें जो शायद हमारे नेबरहुड में है या हमारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट में है या हमारे स्टेट में है, ये डिसीजन सही नहीं होगा. क्योंकि ये चीज कभी ना कभी सबसाइड होने वाली है और पूरी की पूरी दुनिया अभी इसी चीज में फोकस कर रही है कि कैसे इसके लिए वैक्सीन तैयार की जाए, कैसे इसको प्रिवेंट किया जाए, कैसे इससे बचा जाए. सो सूनर और लेटर विल डेफिनेटली फाइंड अ क्योर फॉर इट, और ये चीज होने ही वाली है. ह्यूमैनिटी हैज ऑलवेज कम एज अ विनर. इतनी सारी प्रॉब्लम्स आई, स्वाइन फ्लू भी आया, बहुत सारे पैंडेमिक्स इस हो सकता है इस जनरेशन ने ना देखे हो, लेकिन इस दुनिया ने देखे हैं, राइट. कई सारे पैंडेमिक्स, और हमेशा द ह्यूमन बीइंग हैव प्रूव टू बी द विनर्स. तो ये सिचुएशन के अंदर भी हम बाहर निकलेंगे, लेकिन जैसा मैंने आपको कहा कि इस सिचुएशन के किसी भी इफेक्ट में या किसी भी फोर्स के थ्रू हमको गलत करियर चॉइस नहीं करना है. हमको जो भी करियर चूज करना है बहुत ही सोच समझ के करना है. लेकिन ऐसे सिचुएशन में देखने वाली बात यह है कि हम जिस यूनिवर्सिटी में जाना चाहते हैं वो डिजिटली कितनी साउंड है. जैसे कि पारुल मैम ने बताया कि पारुल यूनिवर्सिटी इज अ university which has already gone through one step ahead than others. और अभी हमारे यहाँ पे जितने भी क्लासरूम्स हो रहे हैं, ओके, जो लेक्चर्स लिए जा रहे हैं, वो सारा ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म के थ्रू हम लोग करवा रहे हैं. एंड देयर आर सो मेनी ऑनलाइन थिंग्स दैट वी आर यूजिंग, जैसे कि गूगल क्लासरूम हो गया, ब्लैक बोर्ड हो गया, फिर जिट्सी हो गया. तो इन सब के थ्रू हम लोग ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन बच्चों को प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं. फ्लिंट इज वन ऑफ द प्लेटफॉर्म विच वी यूज. इसके अलावा सिर्फ ऑनलाइन लर्निंग ही नहीं है. इनफैक्ट वी हैव आल्सो कोलैबोरेटेड विद WAC, दैट इज वर्ल्ड असेसमेंट काउंसिल. और इसके अंदर बहुत सारे फीचर्स हैं, जैसे कि एंटी चीटिंग, दैट इज आर्टिफिशियली एनेबल्ड प्लेटफॉर्म इज देयर. एडवांस प्रॉक्टरिंग हम लोग प्रोवाइड करते हैं स्टूडेंट्स को. इनफैक्ट देयर आर आल्सो a series of webinars which are conducted by industry experts and maybe experts from academia. So these are the kind of initiatives that Parul University is already taking and already taken in the recent times to help students to not stop the process of learning even in the lockdown period. So जब से लॉकडाउन हुआ तब से ही हमारे ऑनलाइन प्रोग्राम्स स्टार्ट हो चुके हैं, ऑनलाइन लेक्चर्स स्टार्ट हो चुके हैं. इनफैक्ट हमारा जो वाइवा है वो भी हमने ऑनलाइन लिया है. वी आर ऑल्सो प्लानिंग द एंड सेमेस्टर एग्जाम्स टू बी कंडक्टेड ऑन WAC. Apart from it,
Excellent. Yeah, please continue, sir. Hello.
Might be again network issue.
Hello. Sharma sir, I'm sorry to interrupt. Your voice is not audible. Hello. Yeah. Anyways, I mean, let Sharma sir get back. Madam, there is a question from some of our viewers. One, they have requested on which website can we go and look for the admissions. So if you can please respond, what is that website again, madam?
I think to the panelist, I have responded. That is www.puadmission.in. It's an admission portal. And even on our website, Parul University website, there is one tab, apply now. So directly people can apply from our university website as well.
Great. Okay. Yeah, Jagrit sir is back.
so am I audible now?
Yes. Please continue, sir. Please continue.
Yeah, so as I was saying that all these situations are just for the time being, and sooner and later it will find its cure. लेकिन इससे कहीं पे भी स्टूडेंट्स का जो प्रेफरेंस होता है या जो चॉइस होता है वो कहीं पे भी इस चीज के चलते चेंज नहीं होना.
Again, it seems there is some technical issue. We'll continue with what sir wants to mention in this process. And in the meantime, let us carry forward some of the questions that we have already been receiving from the other viewers as well. So, madam, there is a question that has come in from one of the students that will the courses in graduate and that is undergraduate and postgraduate courses will be offered on campus this year in case things do not change, or how is it going to be?
So generally for first year, if it is a diploma or a degree program, yeah, it's feasible for us to offer them online. So as in current situation as well, online classes are there. So there is teaching learning procedure is right now online only. It's a digital thing. So earlier also I have mentioned that there might be possibility of result announcement in month of you can say July. So earlier up to last year it was like that admissions they are up to 30th September, and then for some of the courses, and in technical like engineering, pharmacy, up to 30th September people can confirm admission on basis of availability of seats. So this year it might happen that maybe extended up to 30th October. So if the situation prevails like the same thing, so we for first semester maybe up to December we can offer online teaching, and once the situation is settled, then we can again start in month of January. And if the situation is controlled, right? So already the university has announced to start classes from 1st June. for already enrolled student. But for new admissions, we can offer online if they cannot come, and if government is not allowing, and if the procedure is extended, so we can offer them online classes up to maybe August or September, and then they can join post Diwali.
Excellent. So that's a very clear-cut idea about how the academics is being planned and shaped actually at this university. Now, I think Jagrit sir is back. Jagrit sir? Yeah, unfortunately, I think he's still struggling with the network issues. So, madam, taking it further, there is just another question that has come in that there are certain students who have mentioned and they have asked that in this existing conditions there is a possibility that their schools may delay the results, right? In such case, how do we go for the admission process here?
So, say we have distribution of seats in some of the technical and medical and paramedical side is a 75 and 25% ratio of distribution of seats in some of the master course as well, right? So, your question of delaying of school results, right? So, if the school results are delayed, it will be in general and not to the particular one. So results in general will be delayed. So obviously, this government procedure and the 75% of the seats distribution, which to be filled up by government, will be delayed. So again, the academic procedure will be delayed. So according to UGC guideline and guideline of state government of Gujarat, we will follow the same. So not to hamper with the academics, we will accordingly cut short the vacations what they are getting during Diwali or maybe summer. So we will cut short the vacation, and we will try as a university to fulfill the criteria and to complete the course within 365 days, or you can say the whatever the days offer in semester where there is a semester system. So if the school results are delayed, obviously there will be delay in academics, but the students won't suffer. They will be getting, sorry, they will be getting their academic classes, and there will be confirmed admission. So the procedure will be same. There will be direct admission. There will be direct admission in vacant seats, either in management quota seats, and there are fee structures already we have mentioned in our portal as well. So student can study. Once a student is registering with the online portal, then everything is displayed there. And if there is any doubt, they can always ask a counselor, which will be immediately assigned once they register with the portal. So if your question is if the school results are delayed, what next? So if the school results are delayed, then obviously everything will be delayed, but everything will be according to the government policies and UGC guidelines.
Okay, great, ma'am. So there is a follow-up question which has come in, and it says that if the processes are delayed, how long will we keep our admissions open?
Maybe up to 30th October. So earlier it was 30th September, but this year maybe 30th October. And if government permits, up to 31st December. So it's uncertain, but then any not a single student or parent will suffer that they are not getting a seat, or they are not getting a online teaching after confirmation of admission. It won't happen because PU again it's a digitally and enabled university.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much, madam, for this insight. I
So there is
hope that
again one
Mr.
question
Sharma
from
is back here.
Mr. Irfan Mullah. Exams of BHMS will conduct online or offline in this condition. So
Yes,
it's
yes, madam. We'll
yeah.
address that. We'll address that issues. If you can please throw light
Mhm.
whether the exams of BHMS will be conducted online or offline.
So it's a yearly system, sir. In BHMS, in paramedical course, and in medical, it's a yearly system. So every year it happens like that. There is a delay in admission procedure. So their year ends up to maybe up to August, 31st August or 30th September. So up to that time, the situation will be under control. So we can have it on university campus. I don't think so. We have to conduct it online. But if it is online, yes, we can manage from university side.
Oh, great. Uh, Jagrat sir, are you here? Can you hear us, Mr. Sharma?
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yeah, please continue,
Hello.
sir. Hello, hello. Okay, I think there is another still is struggling. Madam, does this, I mean, just before a few minutes, we had discussed about the last date of admissions being 30th October, possibly as of now.
Possibly,
The
yes.
question has come in that the last date for MBA admissions also will, online will remain the same.
Yeah, the same one, same one. According to government policy, because say some of the universities they have not conducted even the final semester graduation exams, right? So those who are seeking admission in MBA program, they have to submit for confirmation of admission. They have to submit their results, right? So if in month of May, so you can say in month of May, if some of the universities offering graduation and they have not conducted their final semester examination, it's not feasible for us to confirm admission immediately. Confirmation of admission is only upon document submission, eligibility check, and payment of semester fees. So earlier, up to last year, it was 30th September, but this year it might happen maybe 30th October, maybe 31st December, depending upon their result announcement, right? So say you can confirm like 30th up to 30th October, and if not so, if they are not getting their result, we can extend that date. Being a university, we can extend that date to up to 31st December as
Great. Thank you so much, madam, for that. I hope that clears the doubt of the viewer who has just put in about the last date of question. Yeah, so we already got a thank you for that. Yeah, we move on to the next question, madam. It says that if international students want to join in Parul University, and but due to this pandemic, what
well.
if the transcripts are not received from the respective organization, and will this be considered for admission by Parul University?
They will be considered, international students will be considered provisionally. Say it's a pandemic, right? So prevailing all over world. So I don't think so. Not a single government will frame a policy which will affect or hamper the education sector, right? So where there is a yearly system, we can wait. Being a university, an admission cell will wait for their transcript to be say received from their respective university. I have told you earlier, like in MBA admission, so we can extend up to 31st December. And say in case of international admission, they have to upload their documents like Indian student only. So on basis of earlier mark sheets, earlier 5 semester mark sheets, we can confirm, and then they can be provisionally admitted. We will issue a provisional enrollment number, and they can start their online teaching from home. So from their respective country, they can have their online teaching. And once they receive, say, again, there will be visa issues for international students as well. So once they got visa, they can travel, and they can travel with their transcript once they receive from their respective university.
Okay, great. So we now move back to the Indian constituency once again, madam. There are a few other questions which are there for the international students also. We'll address that. Firstly, we have a viewer who has put in a request saying that in states like Jammu and Kashmir, where the internet connectivity is an issue, how is this digital platform going to help for the studies?
Say, like in Jammu and Kashmir, in any state with the poor connectivity, internet connectivity, they can operate with email, right? So we are registering our student, we are issuing enrollment number, and we are registering with email as well. So we can send some PPTs, some notes, at least for first semester. So in this way, the digital platform will be helpful. So we are not so much restrictive about the online teaching and learning process, right? So they could be connected with this email. And in email, as say right now, with the some of the students, those who are in interior areas, and they are again facing the internet connectivity issue, so we through email we are connected with the students, and they can have their PPT, their notes, and their brief everything in email. So I don't think so in JNK they will face this issue. So through email we can be connected with the students.
I think, yeah, that's a great input, madam. That over emails and WhatsApp, by sharing the sessions, It is
Mm.
going to be definitely, but that is also digital mean of learning.
Mm.
Now, madam, there is another question which has just come in, and I hope it is just like a statement. It says, "Is it okay if I submit my university results for MBA admission?"
I
So,
could not get the question that you have to submit university result for MBA admission, no? So I could not get the
yeah.
question.
To the viewer who has posted this question, may we please
Such an
request you to
extent.
be more specific in your question so that we can address it.
Yeah.
And by the time you please reconfirm your question, we'll move on with the discussion of the other questions that are posted in by the other viewers. So, madam, there is one more question. It says, what do you suggest for transfer student case admission?
Transfer case student means, say, suppose generally in transfer case, what we do that there will be mapping of subjects. So there are university rules, right? So by UGC guideline, suppose a student of engineering wants transfer. So 50% of the course, like if he is getting PU degree, so 50 percentage of the course of PU, he or she has to finish in PU. So there will be transfers. If it is a 3 years program, he will be transfer midway, 50% course. So if it is an engineering student, it will be transfer in fifth semester. If it is of BA or BCom, it will be in you can say third semester. So there will be mapping of subjects. So based upon earlier mark sheets of first and second semester, or in case of engineering, of first, second, and third semester, because fourth semester examination some of the universities has yet not conducted. So there will either, if it is a mass promotion, then we will consider the first, second, third, fourth semester subjects. They have to upload all documents, and then based upon mapping of subjects and by university rule, if they are eligible, we will transfer. They can pay their fees online, and there will be online teaching learning procedure up to maybe 30th October. So this will be in case of transfer.
Great. That's excellent idea. I hope the viewers who have just asked in the question about their transfer case at Parul University have got a clear idea about the procedure. Now, madam, the next question that comes in is more of a statement, I suppose, and is slightly off the topic, which says that are you going to give us some relaxation in syllabus and some relaxation in exam as well?
ये देखिए
Now,
सर.
I mean, I would just like to make a comment, madam, that we don't get relaxations in lockdown, right? Just on lighter note, madam, can you please throw some light on this?
Say we have already planned for already enrolled students. We have planned online examinations. So it's a 50% of MCQ and 50% of one-liner question answer. So it's a relaxation kind comparatively with the subjective papers in university exams. If it is offline, it's a kind of relaxation only in exams, that if a student has to face MCQ, it's a bit easier for student, right? And say, how can we give relaxation in syllabus? Say student has to learn. If he is a student, he has to learn everything, right? So we cannot give relaxation in syllabus, but then yeah, obviously there is relaxation in exams. By online examination mode, they are getting say a bit easier thing. So they have to face just 50% of MCQ, and it's a one liner. So they can have a answer of question in one line only. So it's a relaxation by my means.
Right. So, ma'am, there is the viewer who had asked about the MBA admission has just put in that can I take my admissions to MBA admission by submitting my degree and result?
Yes, of course. Yes, also they can confirm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is clear. I mean, one can just approach the website.
Mm.
Let's move on. I hope that the admission point is clear for the viewer who has asked about admissions.
Mhm.
There is another question that has come in, madam. It says that the NEET exam is not conducted till now. What is the procedure then?
It's totally NEET examination is totally a government lookout, and government will, by my view, government will definitely conduct a NEET examination, maybe good set examination, and there might be possibility of online mode of examination. If it is not feasible for government to conduct this NEET examination, say 12th results are the basis of PCB, physics, chemistry, and biology is the basis of medical and paramedical admission. So there might be possibility that they just confirm admission. Say government will frame a policy to confirm admission in medical and paramedical streams by their PCB marks. So there might be possibility. I cannot conclusively say that either there will be NEET examination or not, but if it is there, it will be online.
Right. I hope that gives a clear idea about how the procedure about NEET exam is going to be. Madam, there is a question that has come from an international student. If the embassy or I mean, the consulate is closed, what should a student do that in order to secure the admission and that will not hamper the admission process?
So they can register online. Even we have an international link for registration. They can confirm. Again, I have earlier told that there will be visa issues, right? So right now, due to this pandemic, they cannot apply. So once the situation is settled, then they can apply for visa. They can come back, but the academics won't hamper. So they can have this online teaching learning procedure, and they can confirm their admission. So there won't be a major issue for that international one.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, madam. The next question that comes in is that I want to take admission in the university. So will there be in a specific discipline, not mentioned here, but it says that is there a possibility where we can have a demo class to see how things are happening?
Yes, of course. So once they are they have their registration number and they have paid their registration fees, then they will be assigned with the counselor. So they can request their counselor to have one demo class. So we can give them a separate link for demo class once they join in. Because generally what happens in a normal way, we have an orientation program after joining university. So in orientation, we generally brief the student and parent that these will be the your syllabus, this will be your system of examination, this will be your teaching pattern, this will be your credit system, and accordingly you have to follow. And after finishing your semester, basis upon your different criterias like attendance, like your submission, like your internal examination marks, you will be getting credit. But this is not possible during this pandemic situation. So there will be one orientation, like, so they can request their counselor. So there will be orientation. In orientation, they can have their demo class. They will be given with the separate link, so they can join.
Right. So the next question that comes in is, ma'am, apart from a regular course, do we have any special cells like or training for UPSC, GPSC, IELTS? And is it included in the fees, or we have to pay separately for enrolling there?
We have certain certificate programs. So once a student is enrolled with our university, after finishing first semester or maybe during the first semester, if they can join university and it's a offline teaching, then there is a continuous education program. There are certain certificate program as well, and we are running UPSC and GPSC classes as well. There will be separate fees they need to pay, and in one class there is a capacity of 15 to 13, so they can join. This will be add-on programs. So this will add on certain extra marks, extra stars to the regular degree program. So yeah, we do run this kind of program, and they can join later.
Right. So I hope to the viewers who had asked this question, yeah, we do have programs, and it is an add-on program as what Madam has mentioned. Moving on, we have another question which says that about the hostel facility.
Mhm.
This comes from one of the parents, and they're asking that if we take admission in the first year or first semester, is it mandatory for the kid to stay on the campus hostel?
So it's a international one or Indian one?
Indian.
Okay, so no. We are not making it compulsory to stay on campus after finishing first year. So in first year, even they can join hostel, but hostel fees is paid annually only. It's not semester wise. So they can join hostel for first year and then can leave hostel. So there is no compulsion from our side.
Okay, great. So let me just tell our viewers also. In addition, we have surrounding hostels which are also affiliated to us, and maybe then they can also choose their own accommodation. Is it right, madam?
Yes, yes, correct, correct. So
Great.
we have different hostel categories. So there are certain economic kind of hostel. There are certain luxurious hostel as well. So we are building two new hostel buildings this year. We are adding upon, and say it's included. All the hostel fees is included with the food. So we have swimming pool and gym area and indoor and outdoor sports complex as well. So it's better to stay at hostel throughout the course, what we suggest, because it's a safer as well, and they are getting medical facilities as well. We have 650 bedded hospital inside campus. If there is any kind of emergency, say our campus is located 26 kilometers away from main city area. So if the student is staying away from campus and is staying like a PG, so there might be difficulty if he or she is not getting immediate help in case of emergency. So better to stay at hostel, and parent and student, they can have a look at hostel and then can confirm, because right now they are not joining hostel. Even though they are paying fees for hostel, they will be joining, might be joining in month of say September or October. So better to stay at hostel only.
Okay, now since we are already talking, madam, in continuation to this, also let us just clarify whether this is also applicable to international students. Of the first year hostel stay mandatory thing.
For international students throughout the course, there are certain special scholarship schemes for international students. So it's called MODI, Modi Scholarship. So those students who are under Modi Scholarship, they have to stay back at hostel for throughout the course. Throughout the course, yes, it's compulsory.
Acha. Now, there is some question here, madam. It says that in this epidemic situation, what is the procedure to pay the fees for the hostel?
Yeah.
Today, at my son's number, SMS is come that 35/20/20 is the last day.
Yeah, so if they want to continue with the wholesale, they might have got one link to pay their wholesale fees, so they can pay wholesale fees. And suppose if they have not got any kind of link, so they can pay cash in ICICI Bank. And if it is not feasible for them, they can directly call to student section. So you can, Dr. Mehta, you can give them number, student
Yes,
section
sure.
number,
We
right?
will do that. We, I think now have, ma'am, thank you so much. I mean, it's been an exhaustive question answer round. And I hope our viewers are enjoying it as well because it is pertaining to their careers and their aspirations. We have Jagrit sir joining in. Jagrit sir, I hope you can you just come in now? Well, I think he's still struggling to get the technology run. It's okay because most of our answers are being already cleared by Dr. Parul Patel, madam herself. So that's a value addition that we are looking at in deciding to be a part of Parul University. Madam, I'll continue with some further questions with your permission.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Here is a question. It says that, ma'am, in this lockdown period, is there a possibility? I think they must be surfing through the website, and it says that is there a possibility of a 360-degree virtual campus tour?
Yeah, it's already there on our university website. There is a virtual tour, and if they are dropping their email or say WhatsApp contact detail, then we can send them a link as well, so they can have a virtual tour, 360 degree. Yes.
Right, great. So you may please visit our website. There's already a virtual tour there, and in case if you want further information, or you can send us your emails, we will address it and send it to your respective email IDs. Um Ma'am, it says that this is something which is related to fees. What will happen if I delay in paying the fees to confirm my seat? Will I be paying penalty fees or my admission will stand cancelled?
No, no, there are certain admission criteria and confirmation of admission. Say, suppose right now I am taking provisional admission by paying 10,000 rupees, right? And you are delaying to pay your fees, might be some financial issues you have, or otherwise you say want to cancel your admission. Suppose if you want to cancel your admission, you have to notify to respective counselor within 15 days, 15 days. But if you want to confirm, but you want to pay your fees by say you want some more days to pay your fees, it's okay, your admission will be there because it's provisionally confirmed. So once you submit your documents online, upload your and eligibility check is there. You can pay it later on, no problem.
Great. Jagrit sir?
Hello.
Yeah, please come in.
Yes, sir. Am I audible now?
Yeah, absolutely, sir. Welcome again. It's good to hear you.
There's actually a lot of network issues today.
Yeah, it's okay. We understand, sir. But anyways, the conversation is going on well, and a lot of viewers have a lot of queries which is already being addressed.
Yes, sir. Please let me know if any more queries are there.
Sorry?
Yeah, please let me know if any more queries are there.
Yeah. So now I'm throwing some questions to you as well. We have some queries. If you may address it. There are certain questions. It says, this is where it says, does the university help in availing loan facility, and does it have any scholarship schemes?
Of course,
Jagrit
of
sir.
course. University is helping all those students who need any kind of financial aid, and especially those who are looking for education loan facilities provided by banks. And we do help students in availing bank loan facilities, and providing them the all the kinds of documents that they require, maybe it bona fide certificate, fee structure, and all. Apart from it, the university also offers scholarship schemes, and we also help students in availing various scholarship schemes which are offered by Government of Gujarat as well as Government of India. Apart from it, the university from itself offers scholarships up to 40% for undergraduates, and scholarship up to 30% for postgraduate courses. In addition to this, we also have special scholarship schemes for those who are coming to take admission in defense quota, sports quota, as well as the cultural quota.
Oh, okay.
And for cultural quota, the scholarship is as high as 100% throughout the course. Suppose if a student is performing at national level or international level, for those students, 100% of the tuition fees is waived off. So they are getting 100% scholarships from Parul University.
Well, that's a very interesting add-on. So those of you who are also from the sports and in the quotas, you can just look in for the opportunities here. There is an abundance of opportunities that lies here. So there is a follow-up question in this regards regarding the payment of fees. A parent is asking, is it possible to pay the fees in installment? And if yes, how many installments is possible?
See, generally for all the courses except a few, there is a semester fees payment system, and those who are in need of more installments, the university also considers this on case-to-case basis. Apart from this, from this year, we are also launching an EMI system for students wherein they can pay fees monthly.
Excellent. So that's a new addition.
Yes.
Very nice. I hope that clears that yes, you can pay your fees according to the university rules. Now, madam, there was one question which had come earlier from the panel of viewers, and there is also one question in addition to this. It says that will the university management ensure that the academics will start on time, even if the student strength is not met?
There must be some minimum strength of students, right? So if the admission procedure is delayed per class, the minimum strength is required. But there won't be any delay in academics because there are certain state government of Gujarat, they have every year they are declaring certain dates, and by certain dates we have to start our academics. So according to the guideline, we will start even if the strength is not up to the mark. So by state government of Gujarat guidelines, we will start our academics. If the normal situation is not there, we will start it online.
Oh, great. Okay, so sir, now the question comes to you. As you were already addressing the scholarship thing, is there any scholarship for defense? Is there any scholarship like defense scholarship, orphan students and sibling
Yes,
scholarship?
sir. We
If
are
yes,
offering
what is it
10%
and how much
scholarship
it is?
for 10% scholarship is there for students who are, you know, he may be a son or daughter of in-servicemen or ex-servicemen, and there are several scholarship schemes also.
Okay. I think he'll just get back to us and will address it. Yeah, he's back again.
Yes. So there is a 10% provision of scholarship for those students who are coming in defense quota.
Okay, so 10% is what we are looking at. Is it right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Great, thank you. Um, Further, one question I'm just putting forward to you, sir, is that how do we get in touch with your city-based officers come counselors?
Okay, very good question. And we are having offices pan India, and in every state, Parul University has its own admission office, and the entire list is there on the website and even on the admission portal, that is www.puadmission.in. Apart from it, if you need more information about the courses, about the syllabus, about the faculty members, you can always log on to the website of the university, that is www.paruluniversity.ac.in.
Okay,
So once you
great.
visit the
I
contact
think
us page,
yes.
in that you'll find a list of the offices which is spread across the country.
Okay, so is this list available on the website, sir? That is a follow-up
Yes,
question.
sir. On our website and on our portal, both.
Right. Okay, great. Thank you. That I think that comes brings us to the end of the time as well. I would request Parul Madam to give a concluding remark to this webinar and to our fantastic audience.
So Dr. Mehta, Mr. Jagresh Sharma, and all viewers, student, parents, we are emotionally attached with our students. Emotionally mean to say we are considering our students as family members. So PU is a big family. Heartfelt welcome to all students, newly enrolled students, those who are seeking admission, those who are seeking counseling from our counselors. So most welcome to PU family, and we are ensuring you that your academics won't hamper due to this pandemic situation. Right now, you stay safe, stay at home, and we will connect to you through digital platform always. So thank you so much for attending this webinar.
Right, that was a fantastic concluding remark. With this, we come to the end of a very informative seminar of the series called hashtag PU Connect. This is Professor Dr. Ananya Mehta, the Dean Faculty of Arts, Parul University. And I take this opportunity to thank the Managing Trustee of Parul University, Dr. Parul Patel Madam, the Director for Marketing, Mr. Jagresh Sharma Sir, the viewers who have been so interactive in asking the questions. Without your support, this webinar would not have been a success. I would also like to extend my thanks to the PU management for allowing us to do this seminar, and to the entire team of Event Cell and IT Cell who have made this webinar links and creatives possible. Thank you so much for being there. Stay safe. Till then, we meet again. Looking forward to welcome all of you on the campus very soon. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.